gonna talk about the poem that is during the novel, and then there were none. So here we have like a little puzzle of the parts of the poem that have been happening. So we start with 10 little soldiers boys went out to. Well, here's the first, like the ones we know they're already dead, like on the first chapters. And then we arrived to when there were 10 little soldiers boys went out to. And that's when General MacArthur dies, when he's like alone. Yes.
It's alright because like the puzzle was moving all around, but but okay, ignore this. Okay. So here's the poem. This is the wrap about the poem, and here in the green color, that's how everyone in the novel died. And here it says like 10 little soldier boys went out to play, one check out and little stuff, and then there were, well, like that's like how it ends.
Well, we can see how General MacArthur dies, how Mr. Rogers died chopped, and how Emily Brent died injected.
And the thing is that the poem, it's a really old poem. This poem was made in 1864. And at first it was being super criticized because they started putting out some names. They started saying like at first it was 10 little Indians, and that was like a Native American name that they gave at that time. And then they started to making it up as 10 little Negroes. So like when all the racism came by, this poem was super converted into a racist poem. But then Agatha Christie came by and made up this novel that like ended up all of these stereotypes that the poem had. And it's really interesting how this is like if you think about it, it's a super sad, it's like a super violent poem, but still it's a poem made for little kids. So it is also criticized because little kids are in school are like clapping all around and singing how just Indians go ahead and die in really like violent ways. And yeah, and it is really interesting how Agatha Christie got to make and wrap up a novel out of this. So here we can see like there's no mystery about how the novel is going to end because by the poem we can know it.
We know that everybody is going to die.
And well, yeah, we just wanted to show you guys how everything like makes sense at the end. The first death is that one little Indian choked, and then there was Anthony Marston poisoned. The second poem is about like one that overslept and Mrs. Rogers dies in her sleep. Like it doesn't have to be the same way because Mrs. Rogers did not oversleep. There's things that say that she got like poison in her death or something.
Or like the bumblebee stung, that it was like not a bumblebee.
But they have to do with what's happening. And then you can see how like one chopped himself and there was Mr. Rogers that was chopped with a chopper. And then the bumblebee, and we didn't want to put the next ones because this is
You have to read
how far we have been. And yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No.